Përshëndetje të gjithëve dhe mirë se keni ardhur në këtë takim të radhës në kuadër të javës maraton që po
under the marathon week organized. So from Monday to Friday, an intensive week in order to present the subjects which have been digitized or the digital content of these courses on the Mosovet platform. So it's about 68 subject courses in the hospitality and tourism and economics and business directions. This digital content can be found on this platform by all teachers, students, and everybody else who'd like to use them. Today, we are here to present a course, the Accounts and Accountability course, which has been developed into a digital content by teacher Genoveva Jaka, who I'd like to thank very much for her excellent work with all her courses and subjects. Together, we have had great cooperation and close cooperation, which was finalized with the presence and availability of all her courses, besides the one we are going to present on the Mosovet digital platform. Before we start with the presentation of the subject, I would like to take a few minutes to explain a little bit more in detail what the objectives of this meeting are and to speak a little bit about the progress and the steps followed for a digital content to be developed starting from its design up to the moment when it becomes active and available for everybody on the platform. I'm sharing the screen with you right now. Everybody can see it. Okay, so in short, what are the objectives of all this marathon week of presentations and today's meeting as well? The idea is to inform teachers and all the other interested people on this digital content on the fact that they can be accessible and they are available on the Mosovet platform. So we are speaking about, as I mentioned before, it's around 70 subjects that are available on this platform for the economics, business, and hospitality and tourism directions. In the meantime, the work on digital content is being extended and completed with other subjects and modules of other directions provided in vocational schools, partner schools to the project. The second objective for this presentation is awareness raising on these advantages for the teachers and students as well, related to the use of digital content through the Mosovet platform. And undoubtedly, what we would like to convey as a message and to raise awareness among everybody is related to the use of this digital content, of the subject matters and the modules which cannot be implemented in practice in the framework of blended learning. So the teachers, by looking at this digital content, can reflect and try to incorporate these online activities into their lesson, being able afterwards to apply a model which is suitable for both teachers and students. So a model of blended learning. So as we know from the long-standing experience of many schools out there in the world, blended learning, so and the combined methods are among the most effective methods related to the students' learning outcomes and the students' performance during the time they are at school and also for their further progress, let's say. So that's why this is kind of an invitation and encouragement of teachers and also kind of a request from the students to encourage these teachers to use digital content during the lesson and also extend them further, even beyond the classes, let's say. I would like also to explain a little bit about the journey followed by the digital content. Since the very beginning, the working groups have been established after some training with different international experts, but also local experts. Working groups of teachers to understand the rationale behind the digital content, to understand first and foremost that some digital content is not just a simple text, let's say, that can be uploaded into a platform. It's an entirety of knowledge, skills, which have been presented in such a way that they can be reflected in an interactive way, attractive way, and absorbable way, let's say, for students. Working groups have been established. In some cases, the teachers have been working alone or in groups of 2 or 3 teachers. But what is the most important thing is that even when the teachers have been working alone on this digital content, they have been able to consult other teachers from the same area or similar areas, let's say, so as they could use the right specific concepts and template and format so as it can be as interactive as possible by designing it and kind of imagining how it would appear on the platform the moment it was converted into digital content. Of course, peer review has been ensured within this working groups of teachers, and then it was kind of filtered by the pedagogical experts. The suggestions from the experts have been reflected to come up with some validated final version of the digital content before of the content, let's say, of the material before it was uploaded to the platform. Of course, the filters were used by also the IT experts who try to translate this content that has been designed and developed by the teachers in what it would look like on the platform. In the case of teacher Red, I can say that we have really been lucky to cooperate with her, and I believe that she really appreciates the whole process because she has covered it at 360 degrees. She is a teacher who has developed the content by herself, and also she has digitized it by herself. And it is especially this process of transferring the content, the material from its like text form into a digital form has really resulted to be successful because it's a developer doing it, and also a developer who is a teacher in this case who has been trained. Of course, after being entered into the platform, uploaded into the platform, again, some other filter has been used to validate it at the final digital template, let's say. Of course, this digital content can be accessible on the platform. It's being enriched with content from other directions, but work is not over. Digital teaching, learning content, keeping in mind also the fast pace of the development in science and different disciplines are evolving very fast, let's say, in a dynamic way. The need for the updating or the improvement of such material is a necessity, let's say. So also morally speaking, so we need to keep it updated and improved and adapt to digital content on continuous basis. So the platform is open and it welcomes any kind of intervention, any kind of improvement in activities, rubrics, and other elements included in them. A little bit about this structure that has been followed. It's like a well-known structure for all the teachers who have been engaged in the development of digital content. It's the MIPA structure, which has been introduced to us and suggested by international experts of the LearnNet company, who are very highly skilled experts. they have kind of opened a new window in our vision in what would be considered as learning, let's say digital learning. The main rubrics followed are the welcome, activation of existing knowledge, information, processing and transfer, and then analysis. Like the new topic, the new subject matter that is taught during a class, but also during the individual work, the students' individual work, starting with some welcoming element without moving on to the direct knowledge and activation of existing knowledge, so as can make like this link or connection, gradual link with the new knowledge that is going to be taught, information, the next step, which is like the body, the core, let's say, of the digital content, and then with a final step, which is the analysis, which helps us understand better as teachers, but also as students, if our approach, if our activities, and this integration of all these ways has really been successful. So to see if the learning outcomes have been achieved in the proper way. And here I would like to emphasize once again that teacher Genoveva has been one of those teachers who has followed and adapted this structure to the course content, let's say. And this explains also the fact that her digital content has been really qualitative and effective during the teaching learning process. I wouldn't like to take more of your time, so I'd like to give now the floor to to teacher Becky, let's say, to present her subject accounts and accountability 12. Thank you. Thank you, Adlira. Our cooperation has really been fruitful. It was a pleasure to have been working with you, and that together we have been able to produce very good content. Our daily workload, in fact, has really led to some kind of issues, but you were really careful at everything, and you have really helped me kind of fix all these issues. Even in the previous meetings, we have said that the training we received by the experts on the My Past structure has really been helpful. And in fact, it was like a guideline, a roadmap, which is like everything we do in our everyday life, let's say, and work, but in order for us to present it in a digital way, was necessary, like that kind of training to guide us. Since this structure of the Moodle platform has been built in such a way that you can find kind of yourself in every subject, in every course of interest, let's say. Today is like account and accountability 12. On the left of the platform, you can find all the topics that are part of the curriculum that has been approved by the National Agency for Vocational Education and Training and Qualification. And on this basis, we have like subject matters. Can you share your screen, please? Okay. As I mentioned, in this subject and also in the other subject, the structure is such that besides we have participants, that is the students attending this course, and they're divided by class, time, and how long they spend on the platform. Furthermore, we have like a manual assessment, which is one of the menus that helps a teacher a lot when it comes to assessment. When it comes to assessment, this is more about how we developed the course and how we built it on. So we have like topics, subtopics, and like we start every day, like it's objectives defined, and then for each topic we have subtopics, the respective subtopics based on the MIPA scheme. What I would like to emphasize is that the platform can help you a lot because you can use it in different ways, and your daily ideas in a way can be reflected in the platform. So I totally agree with Elira that this is something that needs to be updated on continuous basis. The first step for the development of a digital content, let's say for one class, the first step is welcoming every video, every picture, every other element. For example, we have some topic here. There is a video as a welcoming first element. This is about fixed costs, variables. So first they see a video and they learn a little bit about the elements that are going to be presented. The video is not only related to the new topic, let's say it can be also to the previous topic. So some pictures, some videos, some scheme using the Moodle forms makes students interaction really important. So it can be like 5 to 7 minutes, 10 minutes at the beginning of the class. And after that, since the students might have been working at home, the second one is activation of knowledge. Usually this activation of knowledge can be like brainstorming, or like questions are not open, they are closed questions. In fact, here the platform guides us in a way, so as questions can be multiple choice, one alternative can replace, can have different schemes. So at this point, you can use different forms provided by the platform. In this case, it's like they have to multiple choice, in fact, which means that they are not going to select one choice, but more than that. This can be done by the students themselves, or it can be like a questionnaire or asking questions to students, so what everybody thinks about the first question. And then afterwards, we come up with a conclusion. We see the share of students who gave a correct answer and the share of students who didn't give a correct answer. So this is like checking, and you see if it's right or wrong. And the students also, it's like an entertainment thing, like game, but also they are curious to see how accurate their knowledge is. So this is how this kind of question, they see what the correct answer is, and also they have the solution to the question. So this is something that doesn't take like a lot for students to go open the book and find out the right answer, because you can find it here on the platform. Afterwards, there is information provided on the theoretical part. So I have, so this is like the introduction of the concept of the variable costs, and like different figures makes it much more interesting for the students and attractive. And also there is paraphrasing, yeah, with very short paragraphs, so they do not get tired, like they say, oh, this is so boring, like long paragraphs, in fact. And it can move like this. So the students are introduced to the main concepts through this version, this application that can be found on Moodle. Besides these schemes, figures, and everything, that can make the lesson attractive when it comes to introduction of new knowledge. There are some graphs, there are some schemes, for example, mixed costs. We have this kind of graph. There is very little theoretical descriptions, so it's a good idea if students do not have too much text, but just a few lines, which in a way provide the essence of the new knowledge or concept. So the theoretical part is described here in a scheme, and the teacher explains everything, then how the scheme is working, because it's in English as well. After this kind of description, we received feedback, that is, what have the students learned, and in a way without moving on to the theoretical part, it's a practical part, so as if they can understand what is the essence of the three elements that they have been introduced to during the class, so they can go and see, check comprehension in a way, so what they have really comprehended and what they haven't comprehended from the new knowledge. Such questions can be found also like in the exercise part. This is a scheme. There is a summary of all the theoretical parts that's been taught. Students can interpret that. There are different ways of showing that. So if I could use hotspot with a cross, students would say like what each of these boxes would contain, what kind of information. So there are plenty of ways on how to show that. This about exercises. So for example, questions to check comprehension. So students find out how much of that they have comprehended. So analysis part. What are the costs of direct material? They have to click because this is like one choice. And they check that this is correct. The students see what are the three elements that they can use. The same with question, the next question. If we click on, okay, so I have some issues with the internet. Okay, now it's okay. So this is a wrong answer. So at the summary, if you look carefully, you see how much work the students have been doing and what they have been doing. In their everyday work. Of course, there are exercises, homework assignments, there are exercises about this topic. They can work on these types of exercises. And at the end, the student can also check comprehension on this topic by doing some quiz, which looks like this. The students can see. So there are different options to the quiz. It's up to teachers to decide. So it can be like with some time limit or not. It can be one shot or several shots. It can be some specific date for them to do the quiz. So clear time limit, let's say, how long for one question, let's say. So there are some elements which help both teachers and students to check comprehension. So the teachers see to what extent the students have been comprehending the new knowledge, let's say the new topic, and here you find out what the main mistakes are, and the teacher see if at some question around 80% of the students have kind of an accurate, provided an accurate answer. It means that so they understand the reason behind that. If it's the whole class making a mistake on a specific question, it means there's something wrong with the way things were introduced. And then you can see here all the questions. There are multiple choice. Here, for example, there is some kind of selection. So drop out. There are different ways on how to tackle these questions. And here, for example, you have also like the score, and it's up to the teacher to decide like on the number of points for each of the questions. It's really helpful for both teachers and students, everybody. So I believe that it's really working, and it's useful for teachers, not only about the theoretical part, because the teachers can also explain the theoretical part orally as well, but when it comes to videos, other alternative ways, it's really helpful. That's all on my side.
Zëzhvefi, shumë faleminderit për këtë
Thank you very
prezantim të
much,
detajuar.
teacher Betty, for this very
Nuk e di
detailed
nëse ka dikush në një pyetje.
presentation. If there is somebody else who'd like to add something.
Okej, ndoshta Zëzhvefi, unë kisha një pyetje lidhur dhe me që se ke digitalizuar materialet,
Since you have digitized the
mund të na tregosh
content,
pak
maybe
për
for the
eksperiencën tënde,
colleagues, can you tell us a little bit about your
vetëm për pjesën
experience
e digitalizimit,
only
dhe
about
se si
the
funksionalitetet e caktuara të
digitization
kanë
of the
ndihmuar ty
content and
të
how
zhvillosh
different
orën mësimore
functionalities have helped
në
you
mënyrë
to develop the
më
content
interaktive dhe
in a more
ta ka bërë më
interactive
thjeshtë, ta ka
way
lehtësuar
and has
procesin.
made it simple as a process. In fact, before, so development of the content in papers, so as it was mentioned, and so how to upload it into the platform. And before we upload that, you need to know the functionalities of the program in order to understand what are the functionalities in place. For example, if we go back to the platform, and there are plenty of functionalities provided, and it's a little bit, the internet is a little bit slow. So, and if you are aware of these functionalities, your work will be much simpler. For example, one of the elements that really helps a lot is this interactive book, which is a functionality. There are all the functionalities can be listed here of the platform, like course presentation, multiple choice, quiz. So a lot of elements, hotspot images like the ones I mentioned. So this helps you a lot to develop this content. But to develop the content, not only the functionality, so you need to know what the functionalities are about and to know how they work, but also need to find the right one. So what is the most suitable functionality, like for some photo, for some video, for some scheme to be presented? So I wouldn't say it's a difficult type of thing, but I would say that it takes a little bit of commitment, let's say, and willingness to learn things, to practice and to apply at the end of the day.
Shumë faleminderit Zëzhvefi për përgjigjen.
Teacher Betty, for your reply.
Nuk ka ndonjë pyetje
If there are no more questions
Zëzhvefin
for Teacher Betty.
Okay. Unë të falenderoj shumë Zysha që
I'd like to thank you very much, Teacher Betty, for being with us today and that you explained everything about the subject. You have been working a lot on that and we're really happy for our cooperation.
me këtë dëshiroj që ta mbyll,
I'd
duke
like to
nderuar
close it
edhe
here by
duke
thanking
uruar shumë
everybody
sukses të
and
gjithë mësuesve
wishing everybody
në vitin e ri shkollor dhe shpresojmë shumë që
good
platforma të
luck
jetë
during the
ndihmë
new
shumë e madhe
academic
për ju.
year, and we hope that the platform will be.
Po.
I'd like to add something. Teacher Reddy, you are great. The subject, the work, the way you presented it, it was really fantastic. The meeting is being recorded and it will be uploaded on YouTube, so the teachers from the other schools will be able to watch that. From the participants here, I don't know if they are interested in being part of this course as teachers and register their students, but on any type of help you'd like, if you wanted to join us and have access to the course, you can contact us at support. So you can find the email address on chat. So on any kind of questions or courses you'd like to join, you can write to us and we can assist you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Teacher Betty. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. See you in the other sessions. Have a good day.